Welcome to SpellForce3 Versus. I'm obviously a new player, but this is my ladder climb attempt. So for veterans, you know what's up. You'll probably see me make a lot of mistakes. If you have constructive criticism, you could feel free to put them in the comments. Anyone that I play against, if you want a rematch, I am open to sit me up. And for new players, I will try to explain kind of what's going on. So my strat here is a double woodcutter, double hunting cabin, which is lumber and food. Food is used for every recruit, and lumber is used for a lot of buildings. I know a lot of people like to do 3 woodcutter, 1 food with dark elves. I personally don't currently. I went with the Guardian of Nor champion here. He's kind of like a tank support. You could potentially build him as a single target nuker, maybe, but I've been playing him as more of a tank support. So I go and take first sector, and
we are strength.
killed mobs. Pretty standard stuff.
Yes.
I think I just told the sector to upgrade. It's important to get that first sector upgraded as soon as possible. That was kind of a bad F1. I don't know the spell's name off the top of my head. It's just an AoE. I should have had this building already queued up.
Yes.
I have my scout here, so dark elves start with a spiderling and a scout. I think the other races only get 1 unit. As you can see here, I'm fighting against goblins. It looks like he's trained a few goblins already, but the thing on the mount, that is the scout they start with, and he's gone with the Oculite, I believe its name is. It's kind of a similar unit to mine here. Skill wise, I did start with maxing block, the AoE, sacrifice spiderling for team speed buff, sacrifice spiderling for weakness, debuff.
General, we need more wood.
For the exalted father. Strike them down. How may I be of assistance? Yes.
So I see he's got 2 sectors. We're pretty much on a similar page here.
Of course.
I did lose my spiderling, which I shouldn't have. And it looks like I went double Halls of Pain, which it was a mistake, really. I don't have the stone to build the second one, and I realized that late, and I throw the stone down in base, which it's not going to be most efficient. I've changed my build order since this gameplay. Yeah, it's a lot tighter.
The exalted father's reach is boundless.
The outpost is built, General. We've expanded our borders.
Yes. The exalted father's reach is boundless. The exalted father's reach is boundless. Ready and willing. The exalted
Building completed.
We are strength.
Started stonecutter here, which
Give the word.
I normally now start stonecutter on the 3rd outpost, but this is like the 5th, 4th, 5th. The build order is not great, so don't follow this build order if you're watching and you're new. If you're a veteran, you know it's sloppy.
How may I be of assistance?
But
Our heroes grow
a nice
stronger.
rule of thumb for any new RTS player. It's better to die with
Our strength.
too much economy, because you could always trim that back. And you want to keep your economy spinning nice and low. So even though my economy is not perfectly balanced, I am spending the resources I do have
And willing.
relatively okay. I would say that it might be floating a little high on the food and lumber, but this is probably due to me being a little bit stone blocked here.
How may I be of assistance?
The outpost is built,
I
General. We've expanded
Start
our
harassing with a group of
borders.
spiderlings here, attacking his hunters, and while I'm doing that,
The
I
company needs
continue
more
to
food.
take camps and farm. As soon as he brings his hero back to defend, I pull the spiderlings back.
Be our strength. Just give the word. Ready and willing. We have challenges.
Now workers,
How may
if you
I be of
don't know,
assistance?
you don't have to manually build them.
Exalted Father's reach.
They don't cost any resources. You just have a set amount that constantly are replenishing. So it's not as impactful as like
Be our
StarCraft
strength.
when you kill a
The
worker.
outpost is built, General. We've
It
expanded
obviously
our
still
borders.
is a detriment. Now my main base hunting camps have ran dry. I was slow on the farms getting them up. Put down 4 to try to catch up. 4 was too many.
General, we need
And I'm
more
demolishing the hunting camps there. You do get resources back when you demolish. I'm not sure if it's 75% or
How may I be
100%,
of assistance?
but it's always worth doing. And
We are strength. The exalted Father's reach is boundless.
wood. Building completed.
I got this little harassing group of spiderlings trying to poke in again, scout
Building
around.
completed.
I'm putting down 2 more halls of pain, which are these are barracks, by the way. Halls of pain are
How may I be
it
of
is barracks
assistance?
for training soldiers. Orcs train their warriors from their
The outpost is built,
outposts.
General. We've expanded our borders.
Yes. Follow me.
Every race functions a little bit differently.
General, we need more wood.
So I'm coming in here to his main base,
Building completed.
taking probably unnecessary damage, and then I start attacking. What is this? A hunting lodge or a hunting lodge?
Yes. Just give the word.
The
I
company
have
needs more
2
food.
additional. No, okay. So I'm rallying the barracks into the Godstone, so the troops will train, go through that Godstone on the top left corner, and
Ready,
they'll
and
enter
willing.
into my main base,
We move with swiftness.
and then you could rally them from there. I don't get anything done with this harassment. I basically lose those spiderlings. I'm down to 3. I'm just gonna try to scout and get them out while
How
I'm
may I be of
sloppily
assistance? Yes.
trying to manage my side of the map.
General, we need more wood.
Ready and willing. Over here. We move with swiftness. We are strength. Ready and willing. How may I be of assistance? Just give the word.
I go ahead and engage this more
Yes.
elite group of mobs to level up to, this should give me 4 if I'm not mistaken. I entered with my hero first because spiderlings are pretty weak. As you can see, my hero's taken a ton of damage, and I'm not really noticing it in time. And then I'm fiddling around over here, not realizing that I can't really build anything there. My hero literally almost dies. I barely get the potion off in time. I'm lucky that my opponent didn't run into me here, because that would have just been a GG. Very sloppy mess. Picking up my potions. You have to remember to always pick up loot dropped by the mobs you killed. And I am level 4.5, so not 5, which is unfortunate. Come to buy. Got the shield and the weapon and firebomb. Shield is giving me 20% block. Weapon is damage. And as this hero has a on block heal effect, which makes him quite tanky. A popular build with him seems to be shield plus ring, which gives additional 5% block, and I believe that is the max block. You could have 25% chance.
We are strength.
My opponent here is pushing in. I'm kind of lucky that I catch him in the back.
Give the word.
We have a little skirmish. My spiderlings are clumped up. I should have had them pulled. The ones in the back, I should have had them pulled around, wrapped the back. They killed my hero, which is quite horrible for me. This was very sloppy play. If it wasn't for the fact that the scouting post is shooting this whole time, this would have probably been game ending. And it definitely would have been game ending if my opponent wasn't close to my skill level here.
Ready? What now?
He's trying to finish the scouting post, which probably was a mistake,
We come to it at last.
as it takes a lot to take down. He could have taken out one of my barracks, maybe 2. He loses a lot of troops here, and his hero's weak. My hero's back, and I have a good chunk of these rangers now that are focusing down his hero, trying to. I messed up by not repairing the scouting post, so it does end up going down. It shouldn't have, and it wasn't worth his army and hero.
Yes.
What now?
For the exalted father.
There I was making sure my Godstone rally is going to my hero,
Ready and willing.
and I guess I decided to push and to punish instead of get my base back operational. So because that sector is down, those 2 barracks can't produce. I take out one of his lumber yards. He's got a watchtower up, which is an additional static defense.
The exalted father.
And I fall back after taking out one of his resource buildings, and I'm placing down my tier 2 buildings here, which I must have taken at some point.
We need more wood.
As you can see, my economy is
We
pretty
are
poorly
strength.
Ready?
balanced. I should have a lot more
The
lumber
outpost
coming
is
in,
built, General. We've expanded our borders.
but I am spending all my money on spiderlings, I suppose, making sure my army size
Ready and
is
willing.
bigger than his.
Yes?
Yes. We move with swiftness.
Where do you need me? Ready? Yes?
I have a good chunk of rangers here, 11.
Where do you need me? Building
So
completed.
I think we're both currently kind of stuck on tier 1 units. I have no iron income that I'm aware of yet.
We are
I actually
strength.
don't know what
How
his
may I be of assistance?
map is like on his top
Boundless.
right side, which is a failure completely.
General, we need
He
more
could
wood.
be really pumping out tier 2 units right now, and I just don't know.
Yes. Just give the word.
I accidentally have some spiderlings rally into the middle
The
boss,
outpost is built, General. We've expanded our borders.
which is a shame. Just throwing food away.
We are straight.
Building completed.
Another hunting camp goes dry. I do have an iron mine started, it looks like. I am still suffering on wood. I don't know if I ever recover this in
The
time.
outpost is built, General. We've expanded our borders.
My ranger count is now 12.
Where do you need me?
It's a nice size.
Just give the word.
My spiderlings are quite weak though. I can produce a lot of them, but they are not the best against equivalent
The exalted father's reach is
units.
boundless.
I am lucky here, as I see that my opponent hasn't taken his top side of the
How may
map.
I be of assistance?
The outpost is built, General.
And I
We've
continue to
expanded
creep
our
here.
borders.
I have hit level 5, and I took
Just give the word. For the exalted
another
father.
sacrifice unit.
We need more
So
water.
from left to right, I have my AoE on F1. F2 is sacrifice unit for giving
give
a
the
speed
word.
buff. Looking at what I could buy, I see I can't afford the ring. I sell a couple of potions. I make a mistake of buying a second sword,
Pleasure doing business with you.
which
Come again.
is just a waste of gold and bad.
Come again.
My opponent is
Power
attacking
bless your
my
path.
a very close sector to my base. I warp in. He's got a couple of wyverns,
Yes,
which is apparently what he's been spending his money into.
that's it.
I sacrifice a unit to give my
We shall crush them. How may I be
everyone
of assistance?
15% movement speed. It doesn't really help me accomplish anything, it looks like. While I'm chasing him down, I'm trying to continually fix my wood
General,
income.
we need more wood.
I have too much stone that I'm not doing anything with. Probably should have moved those guys into
Just
something
give the
else.
word. Over here. This
It looks
way.
like I'm pushing in
Ready
here,
and willing.
trying to spread
Follow
out,
me. Strike them down.
or just poke with my rangers.
We are strength.
Building completed.
Ready and
I
willing.
have my harvester up now. So as the Dark Elves, the harvester collects the resource, special resource that the Dark Elves need for tier 2, tier 3 units, which is the Ecto.
Just give the
Every
word.
unit that dies drops a soul, basically, and it gets sucked back into the Spire of Souls, which I could then spend at the
Building
Dark Temple
completed.
for some special units, as you can see on my bottom right here. And I believe I do get a couple of basilisks this game, which are siege units.
General, we need more wood.
How may I be of assistance? Orders. Just give the word. Yes.
What now? Ready?
With my iron, I am starting to produce some sleepers, which are my
Ready and willing.
best front line, I suppose. They have good DPS, good resistances against piercing damage, which is mostly ranged damage, and then no resistances against anything else. They can be upgraded so that they do a slashing AoE,
General,
which
we need more wood.
you should get. I don't get it this game, I don't think. My opponent here is trying to attack my outpost, but unfortunately for him, I catch him in the back again.
And willing.
I do get my repair off on the scouting post to buy me a little bit more time. I tell my rangers to focus the wyverns. He pulls his wyvern back that focused. He pulls it back quite expertly, and I don't realize until my rangers are way out of position.
Strike from within.
But they're right underneath the other two wyverns that just get gunned down in a volley and F. He teleports out before the third one gets knocked, it looked like.
Is boundless.
Projectiles do follow in this game though, so that
I am ready. We are strength. How may I be of assistance? Ready and willing. Just give the word.
And then I kind of do a split push here on accident, but
At last.
it works out really well for
Where do
me.
you
So I push with my hero and my front line really.
That's it.
The split was not really thought out at all. I push in here, take out a building while right above I have my rangers and a few spiderlings take out one of his other sectors. I pull back, not to commit.
We move
He
with swiftness.
goes up to try to deal with the second.
Ready?
I come back in to keep his army busy. I actually just run right
Running
through.
out of iron.
I'm just trying to keep his army distracted here. I might be able to just beat his
Over
army
here.
with my combined force, but if he plays around his defense sectors, I would struggle. So I do a
This
sacrifice
way.
for a speed boost so I could just keep my main force ahead of him while I go and attack a second sector. And then I activate my teleport back.
Follow me.
So all heroes start with this
We move
teleport
now.
that's got a 60-second cooldown. I warp out back to my base. I got a basilisk up. I reform with that force and continue the push as my split army almost takes down a second sector, but I pull back
Where do you need
like a second too soon. But that's okay. The damage has been done.
Just give
I'm
the
pulling it back to join my main force here.
For the exalted
And with the
father.
basilisk, I should be able to seal this out.
Yes.
What now?
They
Very
do
well.
400 siege damage. Most units are pretty resistant against siege damage. So the basilisk isn't necessarily the best against units, but they destroy buildings really quickly. I take out his sector,
We have challenges.
and then I focus down his hero with the basilisk and all my rangers as the spiderlings duke it out with his goblins. His hero goes down,
Our heroes grow
and
stronger.
it should be GG from there.
Exalted father.
Try to get my final level ups and more block, more damage. I finally take the sector a little late.
We're under attack.
And that's game.
How may I
So,
be of assistance?
GG again to my opponent here, Yatsubi, GG. I had a lot of fun. I think we were pretty evenly matched. As you can see here, he had a bigger army size than me for a little bit. Then, after he lost his one army on his push, I was able to keep ahead of him on army size. Sector-wise, I had more sectors and more bases than him this whole time. That's maybe something that he could have done better on, something I could have done better on. And yeah, so GG. Since this game, I've recorded another couple of great matches that are a little bit more technical and better skilled. And I think as long as I continue to play ladder, I will continue with this series. Upload not every game I play, but hopefully some wins and some losses. I'll just try to upload interesting matches between an equally skilled opponent.